Something that I've noticed that's been really, really wonderful for the new generation is because playlists are so popular. So if you have, like, say you like Alicia Keys, her playlist is going to be, you know, really cool stuff. Stevie Wonder, Etta James, and all these pop stars probably don't really listen to these artists, but they put Zeppelin and, you know, just to look cool. But what is happening is these kids are picking up on these playlists, so they don't know. I think some kids don't even know if Zeppelin is new or old. You know, if Bruce Springsteen is some new guy that just showed up or what he is. But I don't think they matter because they hear the difference. So when you listen to Bruce Springsteen and you listen to, I don't know, One Direction, you're going to hear a big difference. I'm hoping that people will start making albums again. I had a very, very positive experience the other day. I was at Universal Germany, and I was sitting with the president, Tom, and I was playing him an album I've been working on, and he did something I've never heard any label do. He sectioned out what were going to be the cool album tracks and what were going to be the singles. And I was like, what? I've never even heard of an A&R or a record person ever do that. Like, he was listening to these songs like, oh, that's a great album track. Oh, this is a good single. I've never heard that. I've always heard single, and then let's just see what happens. They're little tricksters, so they will always survive, like cockroaches, you know, like they will just survive somehow by infesting somebody else's home and taking it for their own. It's what they do with independent labels. You know, indies grow and they do this really great thing. We're like all in love with the indie, and then the big labels come, they flash some big money. You've been working so hard. I mean, I run an indie. It's very, very hard. A lot of money. It's our money. It's self-invest. You know, we, you know, it's all our own money. No one's funding my company, and it's hard. So I could only imagine if someone came down and said, here is, you know, $500 million, and we are going to let you go have vacation. It could be tempting because you're just working, you're nonstop. So I'm hoping that doesn't come, you know, again. I think we've gone through that cycle so many times. The majors fuck up. The indies come in, save the day, the majors buy them, they fuck up again, and the cycle starts again. I think that we got greedy in the 90s. The 90s, we made a lot of money, right? And then early 2000, even more money. And then it just started to decline because they stopped signing good longevity acts. What happened is when you sign a Nirvana, you know they're going to be here 10 years later. When you sign Katy Perry, God knows when that fucking shit is going to go away, you know? And it could be just like that, you know? So there's no future. The record companies aren't investing in the future of music. Don't you think that's going to be kind of cool to be able to see, like, say Janis Joplin comes down and starts playing a show? I mean, that's going to happen. I think it's going to be cool. It's the future. But I mean, who knows what kind of future we're going to have on this particular planet? I mean, we have to actually start thinking about, there might be a Earth 2 that's going to be all that kind of stuff. That's going to be the real futuristic stuff. And this is going to be some kind of like, this planet will be like, you know, the black market of sort of like if you want to stay down here to be hip and still be old school, you stay down here. And if you want to go up to the new world where everything's fake, you go up there. We have to bring back the art of producing, the arts of record. There was a whole thing we did. We did pre-production, yeah, and then we went into the studio, we recorded, we got our band, we got our sounds, and then we did our artwork. You know, we got our mixer, we did the mastering. It's all this beautiful arc, you know, it's just this beautiful, beautiful thing that kids don't know about. But right now, people are really trying to inform the new generation of this. So I do believe the art of production is going to come back strong because the music is shifting. It's going to need people to produce, and good ones. Yes, it's happening right now, baby. Like in America, we have great bands coming. We have a band called Greta Van Fleet that's really shaking things up. I actually have an artist named Dorothy that is starting to blow up. Rock and roll is coming back. There's this, band called Vintage Soul. They're a little too vintage for me, but people are really responding. You guys got the Idols, there's like punk rock and roll will come back. And I believe it'll have a really great run for a while. And then the pop stuff will come back. But that's just the way it is. That's just what happens.